what's up, YouTube? My name is Corey Shelton. This is my first video I've ever shot for my actual YouTube channel. What I want to use this channel for is to review items, review videos, movies, video games, whatever products that people consume. I want to review them and I want to give them honest feedback, and I'm hoping that with that it will guide people towards wanting to buy the item or not wanting to buy it. But I think reviews are really good. I used to watch reviews all the time when it came to cell phones, when it came to movies, a lot of things, but movies is probably one of the most skewed reviews that I've seen. A lot of people that review movies, they review them and they critique them too much. So, I mean, there's some movies out there that are movies that you go to watch and just have fun. I mean, like Suicide Squad, I genuinely enjoyed that movie, but that movie got a lot of hate because there was people overanalyzing it. But it's just a summer movie. It's just a movie that you go watch and have fun with. That's it. So, what I am going to be reviewing in this video is the Game's new album, and I feel like it's such a harsh topic to cover. I mean, there is a lot of negativity behind him, and I don't really like to be involved with negativity at all. So, it is kind of hard for me to want to review this album, but at the same time, I was a child in the 90s, and his album's called 1992, and I just wanted to really dive into it and listen to it and hear what he was having to say. And after I listened to it a couple times through, the main concern that I had was the name of the album. The album is called 1992. Sorry, my chair's so squeaky. The album's called 1992. Sorry, spacing for a second. The album's called 1992. The concerns that I had with the album title was how close it was going to be to the 80s. So, I mean, I was almost like, man, he's literally on a slippery slope, because are the producers going to make beats that sound like the 80s just to kind of get that sound and genre and, nostalgia of the early 90s? But, man, whoever was in charge of the production of this was on point. I mean, they skimmed right over the 80s and right into the niche of the early 90s, and I was just like, what the heck? I was mind blown by how good they did it. And I mean, I haven't been able to fully digest the album, but I have listened to it probably about 3 times all the way through. And I mean, he touches on a lot of things. He obviously keeps going, man. I mean, you might not be a fan of the Game. You might not, like the music that he makes. Whatever, that's fine. But I mean, the bottom line is that dude is a beast. He's a monster. He does not stop. And I feel like he, his departure from G Unit was probably the best thing he could do. I mean, it put him in a situation, where, the biggest hip hop group possibly of all time was against him, and, they're co-signed by Eminem and Dre, and Dre was like, he's turning his back on him, and he's from the West Coast. So Game went out there and voluntarily put himself in the worst position possible. I don't know. I mean, people do it all the time. I've done it. Shit, I'm doing it right now. But, you know, he put himself in the worst possibility that he could, and he climbed out of it. And he made Doctor's Advocate. He made, you know, a lot of other albums. LAX. He made Jesus Piece. He made, I mean, his albums, they're constantly coming out. You know, he made a documentary too. But I always check for him because I feel like he always brings solid material to the table. So, that being said, I'm going to dive into this review. The album's called 1992. What I'm going to do with my review is I'm going to go ahead and just play little snippets of songs just so you can kind of get a hear of it. And then after I play the snippet, I'll kind of give you my actual review on what the song is about. So the first song that opens up the album is called Savages. Actually, it's called Savage, not Savages. And I've listened to this track over and over again, and best way to describe it is it's literally like a musical riot that takes place in probably the early 90s. But the production on this album, I haven't fully digested it yet. I haven't like fully just like felt the cohesiveness of it. But I can tell you that a lot of the producers on it, and I haven't even looked at the track listing yet, but a lot of the producers on it, they smashed it, man. I mean, if you had 365 days to pinpoint what you're going to sound like and hit it and do it like they did, then, man, they're good. They're real good. I mean, I couldn't have done it. I mean, there's some tracks on here that as soon as I press play, I'm just like, whoa, 1992. I mean, it just happens like that because of the sound of it. And if you're actually, you know, familiar with history, then you know exactly what 1992 sounds like. And if you weren't born, then you don't know what 1992 sounds like. But he nailed it on this one. It's the year after the Chronic drop, Dr. Dre's first album. So let's go ahead and kick it off with the first track called The Savage. Or Savage, sorry. I'm just calling it called The Savage. Just Savage. Alright, let's kick this one off and I'm just going to do a quick snippet and then I'll break it down. Let's go.
Look at this right here. This is a suburban type Jeep with a sharpshooter peering outside of the sunroof with an automatic rifle. This appears to be a scene that you might see in Operation Desert Storm, and we've been seeing this all night long.
It's a trap. It's a trap. Why they ain't tell us red and blue don't matter when you black. Matter of fact, we in blindfolds. Bunch of lost souls, kids shot dead in the streets. Now their eyes closed. How you call the angels when his king's getting beat up? And Gil Garcetti in his office with his feet up. No way to dodge police brutality. Selling crack cocaine, making a teacher salary. Mexicans stopping the borders in the thousands. Become cholos, one button penalties they styling. Crips on the corner and dodging blue with they gold chain, blood sport.
Alright, so that track, you kind of hear the snazzy, you know, snares and all those things, and it's kind of just like a melodic style beat, but he's just literally just talking about the problems, you know, in Compton in 1992, and he's dipping and diving over the beat and doing all that. Game's always been real lyrical, and if you don't think he has, then you probably haven't listened to a lot of his mixtapes, but he had, you know, a lot of tracks. I mean, he had 100 bars in running, and then I thought that was amazing. And then he did 300 bars in running, and I mean, it's 16 minutes of him literally just going ballistic with no chorus, no nothing. He just completely switches to beats and just keeps flowing. I mean, the dude has lyrical ability. One thing I did notice about this album is that he to me, he has a lot of Nas in him. I mean, whenever he's doing his thing, a lot of times if he's just going off and doing something, or if he's talking about something that's actually has a lot of content, whenever I hear it, I literally think of Nas. I like that. That sounds like Nas, like 100%. So, let's go on to the next track. Let's see. This. Ooh.
This ain't nothing, man. All this gang banging shit.
Alright, sorry about that.
It ain't nothing, homie. It ain't nothing.
Like I said, it's my first video
I
review.
give it up.
But I'm gonna keep
I'm in this shit for
learning, keep going, keep pushing, and I'm gonna get better at this. And as I get better, I'm gonna provide you with better information, better tools, everything. So I'm gonna review everything.
Now, what two colors I
So this track right here is called The Colors / It's On.
as black people?
I'm
What
just
two
gonna
colors?
skip
Quick is
through
my
it.
fuse, and dead is a death back. The colors I choose, red or blue, cause of blood, it just don't matter. Bongo, by the way.
My daddy was from Nutty Block, my uncle was from Nutty Block, my mama was from Hoover. How she end up here cutting rock? 4-year-old on her lap, that was my older sister. Photos of Tukey and my father, now you get the picture. Couples outside on D's, you think it wasn't? 15 inches at computer love subbing. My parents about to see Rocky at the Compton driving. Halfway through the movie, her stomach start throbbing. My pop start panicking. Mom's in the passenger seat, scared of contraction, so she stiff as a mannequin. Pops put the car in reverse and then skirted out. Drive, motherfucker, them the words my mom skirted out. 80 damn Wilmington, pull up and kill a king. Rush my mama to a room and let the doctor do his thing. Was a whole lot of blood, yeah, I was born in it. Gang banging, my family got torn in it. All over.
Colors, my colors.
Man, that bass line on that track is like, what it reminds me of is Enter Deep, Back to the Hotel. That just kind of deep rumble. It's non-stop, just going bass. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through the track.
Post it up.
Let's see if I can get to the second part of it.
Colors. Remember the mom on levels make us this. It's on a tick to swag up my pocket. Remember the mom on levels make us this. It's on a tick to swag up my pocket.
The beat! Nice!
It's on a tick to swag up my pocket.
Yeah, these rappers gimmicks, fuck an image straight out of Baldwin Village. If it's any real activity, I'm in it. In the midst of the fiction, still had a vision. But I never gave up. Game put me on this song, and I fucked around and came up. I'm jungles, most my niggas gone, so I'ma do it for them. Ant-Man, Nightmare, BSIP, Tiny Gimp. It's a struggle first, blessing last.
Alright, you know, that track was good, man. I mean, I really want to hear that song, you know, with some bass behind it, some actual subwoofers. So no better person to run it, you know, the system than me. You know, so tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and give that a bump. I mean, there's definitely some rich, thick bass in it. It's just, it never stops. It just keeps going and going. And it's real low and real heavy, just exactly like I told you that I think it was Into Deep did Back to the Hotel. That track, you know, had the same type of just movement, just like, you know, nonstop. So let's go ahead and go on to the next track and see what it's all about. Let's see. Next one's called Bomped, and I guess that's like the blood name, the blood gang name for Compton. So let's go ahead and hear this one. Yeah, Easy beat.
6 in the morning, police at my door. Would've seen the niggas coming, but the cameras is broke. My nigga Ant in the kitchen cooking up for a week. And my little homie Pooh on my mama couch sleep. We cooking banks, we cooking banks. We cooking banks, we cooking banks. 50 grams on the table, a key in the couch tucked, and it's time to break it down cause everything getting flushed. Looking out the window, trying to find a way out. Seen the SWAT team creeping on the side of the house. They threw a canister through the window and shattered the glass. So I went into the closet and pulled out my gas mask. And I die before I go back to jail. Tell the niggas this is.
Alright, I'm gonna kill that one. That chorus and that beat and that last part you heard right before I paused it said, Compton, or whatever it was saying. I mean, that was just, that song basically was something that Snoop Dogg and Eazy-E both would have made. It was really, really snazzy, very upbeat, made you want to instantly bop your head, just kind of just like move to the beat. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. I don't want to drag this review on too long. So the next track is called Orange Juice. Let's see what this is. Another one. Lethal Injection, he just captured it, planned it into an album, and how the hell he did it, I don't know. Everyone should be like, hey, my next album should be called 1995.
These white people voting for Trump, but they don't give a fuck about OJ. I watched the nigga whole TV show and still don't give a fuck about OJ. And don't go out like OJ. Beat a murderer to jail for some football cards. I can't go out like OJ. White Bronco through the city like El Chapo, getting my dick sucked as I pull up at Del Taco. It's the coach when the presence of the ghost. Niggas say you can out-rap me, I DOC is blow. Fuck guns, I tuck them, bitches I bust them. My niggas kidnap kid.
Alright, it's getting a little bit too vulgar, but you could hear the beat. I don't want to project any negativity at all. I want to be positive, but the game is the game, So he's gonna obviously talk about things that people don't like. So that beat was executed. Once again, Lethal Injection was a big album that time, and he went in and just captured that one too. So let's see what's next.
So what's up, Lil J?
He has a lot of skits, just like he always does on
What's up, you claim?
Player, who ain't so? We down 32
Friends, we was 10, little niggas on the block. He ain't have his own basketball, so he shared my rock. His mama was a fiend, he ain't heard from his pops. Used to share my clothes with him all the way down to his socks. He would spend a night that one night would turn into a week, at least until his mama got back on her feet, and she never did. So he moved in with me, my mama, and my sisters. Couldn't let him go to foster care cause she didn't trust the system. So she took care of him like he was me. Gave us everything she could back when shit was all good. Just some young niggas. We was just some young niggas.
Alright, that track is not something I would roll around and bump to, but it definitely has a melodic feel. It has that piano, playing in the background. So, and he's always gonna do his thing as far as lyrics go. So, that's probably a song that I would jump over. But at the end of the day, it's still a good track. It sounds good. It has. I love that beat. I love that kind of smooth, jazzy feel, and I like it a lot. So, but at the end of the day, I don't think that it's something that I would personally just roll around and bump to. But if it came on, I probably wouldn't skip over the track either. So let's go on to the next track. Next one's called The Soundtrack.
by fire in the night. So much sound coming from inside. That blue flag hanging from the sky. So much passing by. The soundtrack to the ghetto was the Chronic. The soundtrack to the ghetto was the Chronic. The soundtrack to the ghetto was the Chronic. The soundtrack to the ghetto was the Chronic.
Maybe I should move a little, smoke a little, fuck around, get high a little. Start reminiscing about the old times. 12 years old, cars driving by with gangsters in it. You ain't stand too long, cause you already knew that it was gangsters in it, nigga. Yeah, when everything was copacetic, till niggas got off them 40 ounces. That's when even the Pope could get it. Chronic smoke all in the air. Ain't nobody playing fair. And Snoop Dogg had all these niggas around here trying to braid their hair. Red and blue, khaki suits, us little niggas got active too. Linkin Park, back to the fruits, us little niggas had ratchets too. So what you saying, nigga?
Alright, that's the track. That's one of those tracks I can tell you right now because actually that track I've heard. I skipped it the second time, but so that's technically my second time to hear it. But it's one of those tracks that, and Eminem has a lot of them, where it kind of just like comes in, and whenever it comes in, it's kind of just like almost like work to listen to it. Like you feel like you gotta like, you know, really pay attention and like really like listen to it. And Eminem had probably 2 or 3, maybe even possibly 4 of those tracks on Marshall Mathers LP2, where I was just listening to the track and I was like trying to get into it, and I was just like, man, this is just too much work. Like I just want the shit to grab me by the back of my head and just make it bob, and that's it. You know, that's one of those tracks. It's one of those tracks though at the same time that, you know, as time goes on, then it's gonna hold its value. You know, there's a lot of songs like that. You know, on the Marshall Mathers LP2, one of the songs that I hate to listen to, but now whenever I listen to it, I like it a lot more. Is called damn, I can't remember the name of the song. It's the one with the girl. What is the name of that track? Oh, sorry. I had to look it up. It's called Survival by Eminem. I mean, I went like a year straight, and every time I listened to Marshall Mathers LP2, I just skipped it because I was like, man, this thing is just too much. Like, but after I dove into it, I started like fully digesting the lyrics and the chorus and the beat. I came to the conclusion that I actually liked the song. So this is probably one of those songs too. So let's go on to the next one. Now this track right here, based on all the things that I read online, this track right here is apparently like the one everyone's just like amped up about. It's called "I Grew Up on Wu-Tang." So I'm gonna play.
I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no job, had second hands. Moms bounced on old man. So then we moved to Shaolin Land, a young youth. You're rocking the go-to, no goose. Only way I would get the G-York is drug loot. And let's start it like this, son. Going with this one and that one.
Buzzing with my killer beats. Chronic had my eyes cheeky like Compton was the Philippines. Junior Prime, red suit. Tasha in that limousine. Trying to suck the head off my dick like a guillotine. Came in the mouth. Then gave us some Listerine. Put a condom on and let it grind it like a centipede.
Everything around me.
Before Dre found me. Before my city crowned me. Bummy little nigga, pussy niggas used to clown me. Had to wear my brother clothes and shit used to drown me. 6 years passed, now I'm banging in the county. Niggas that used to talk shit won't even come around me. Recite Method Man while my celly just sit there. Niggas know I've been on the road before Ric Flair. Came home through the hood, GS shining. Now these bitches think I'm Lex Diamonds.
Alright. Man, I didn't want to stop it. I mean, that one's smooth. That one's good. The beat is just something tremendous. There's a lot of piano going on. It almost feels like it's overlaid with piano beats. You know, Gang's always gonna do his thing on the lyrics. So I mean, everything on that track was good, and that's the song that whenever I search on forums or I look on message boards or anywhere Twitter search things like that. That's the song that people are talking about. They're like, man, this song goes in. So that was track 8. Let's go on to the next one. All right, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, this song is what it is. I know why he did it. I'm gonna move this real quick. I know why he did it. It's one of those songs that it's 1992. I mean, he had to do this song. There was no way for him not to do this song because this song was, the chorus on the song was, it was 1992. And whenever I hear it, as soon as it came on, immediately, like, it didn't even, like, connect with my brain, like, oh, this is that track. That isn't what happened. I immediately thought of the movie Belly. So, y'all are going to think of it too, so here we go.
Steady, are you ready? What's going on? Steady, are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on? Cold, fresh air. Feel the melody that's in the air. I'm down, take a look around. What's going down? However do you want it? However do you need it? However do you want it? However do you need it? However do you want it? However do you need it? However do you want it? However do you need it? However do you want it?
Oh, that beat!
Woo!
That beat is going in. This one is going on that MTX Super 95 tomorrow. That's gonna make my heart. Ready?
Yo, it's time for the function. Time to break dinner to all of these niggas lunching. This for Tupac, Heron, Buntry, Halloween mask, carve one of you pumpkins. Empty the pills out, fire up the perk now. Game is back, little niggas, pull your skirt down. Flow ice cold, Max Julian on the hoe. Used to run the rock, Jim Brown in the snow. Montclair bomber, armor under armor.
Woo! That beat, man. Whoever made that beat, I gotta do the production list to see who made that beat. But that thing is nasty. That beat is literally like, I don't know. I mean, so far, there's a lot of good tracks on here. The production, whoever he teamed up with, and they had a goal in mind. Their goal was to make the album sound like 1992, and in reality, they did. Like, if I listened to the album and if I listened to this album and somebody gave me a piece of paper and a pen and said, write down what you think this album is about, I probably wouldn't say 1992, but I would say the early 90s. That's because I don't know, everything that happened in 1992 because I was, 10 years old or whatever old I was. So, let's see here. Next track we're getting to. Oh, Baby You. He's trying to bring this Tupac side out of this.
Baby, you know you got me going crazy. You run around my head like these waves. Yeah, baby, you know.
I'm sure it's a good song. Sounds like something maybe a girl would listen to or something. I don't know. I can't do it. So I'm just going to skip that one.
Thank Dr. Dre for giving me a chance. Thank that big booty bitch Malaya for that freaky dance she gave me last night. Jump in the Rari, pull up to a crib and hit that pussy like a crack pipe. I listen to Dipset, want Cam and Jim to squash it, but how can I say that when I ain't made up with fifth yet? I be watching Power while I bench press. 4 plates on each side, max out 6 reps. On my Drizzy Drake, yeah, 6 reps. Rolling with the crispy face, Mike Conley is straight. Damn right he is. I go platinum and I violate niggas like Chris Slice did. I make music for all my niggas locked off state. Black China on their walls and I didn't see no fuck face. $250,000.
Man, that's nothing. I wasn't trying to drag that one on, but I just got caught in the beat. That beat is really good. That one's called What Your Life Like, and I didn't even get to the chorus because he was still doing his thing. But that one's definitely gonna be a good one. The next track's called 92 Bars. I know that most of the population that checks out the game, or most of hip hop, this is what started the whole Meek Mill, whatever beef. And this is the track.
This that sick whack, kickback. Come to where I pitch at. The bitches love the game like Tyson Beck for 6-pack. Presidential road, nigga. Way to risk that. I can kill you in 4 bars. That's a Kit Kat. Live the Lambo my way. What a sick rap. Smooth as Frank Sinatra with a motherfucking slick back. No racks in my pack. Ain't no wrinkles in my slacks. Counting singles in my shack. Stacking Pringles from the crack. Nigga, I was on the bus with it. Had 12 stuck to my chest in the field with the coke.
Alright, that track, I've heard it several times, and I mean, it's a good song. I mean, I like it a lot. I like the beat. I don't know what they sampled it from. I didn't do enough research on the whole entire album. The album just dropped, I think, yesterday or last night, or maybe possibly today. So I haven't had a lot of time to do all the research on who did what. But they sampled something that's very familiar to the 90s, and, he went in on that track. I mean, he didn't quite go in as hard as he did on Pest Control, but, I mean, that track is good. So, we'll go on to the next one. Okay, this is a song that's been out. It's been on the radio, All Eyes, which is obviously going to probably be a Tupac reference track. So, let's see what's going on with it.
Let's get to it. Let me lick you in places you never been licked before, and take you to places you never been licked before, and take you to places.
I can't do it on camera. So that was the end of the album. Oops. Alright, sorry. That was the end of the album. My overall review for the album, like I said, the album's called 1992. When you name something 1992, you have one objective. And to me, as an artist, to do that, you can name your album anything. You can name it, what Kanye named his last album, Life of Pablo, or something like that. You can name it anything in the world. You can say it's called Mars, and then you can create an album and put it out, and it has no relevancy because it doesn't connect with people. They don't know what Mars is or what it would sound like or what it is. It's unknown. So when you release an album called 1992, you have an obligation, is what I'm trying to say. You have an obligation to make the album sound like 1992. And if you don't, then you're going to be held accountable by, you know, your fans, your audience. And, you know, if I had to say on a scale from 0 to 10 how he did by capturing that sound, I would probably say that, you know, out of all the tracks we listened to, I would say like 70% of them, maybe 75%, nailed 1992. But I also would say that, you know, there's a couple tracks on there that may have been fillers, may have been, you know, just plug-ins to make the album longer or to hit a certain length of time. But overall, man, Game always does his thing. Like, I've always been a fan of his. I listen to all his mixtapes. I listen to, you know, I mean, documentary. I listened to The Doctor's Advocate. I listened to LAX. LAX was, to me, a lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was genius. I thought it was great. You know, LAX. Then what did he do after that? He did Jesus Peace. He did The Year of the Wolf. He did a lot of albums. But one thing I do like about Game, and I'll always follow him. I'll always listen to his music. He's one of those artists that are right there with 50 Cent to me, is that they're authentic. I'm not saying I know him 100%, like his background. I know 50 is 100% real, so what he talks about is probably real. But Game does hold up his end as far as, you know, handling issues, and, you know, when people run their mouth, you know, he handles his business, and I don't think that that's necessarily a great thing, you know, especially at his age or my age or anything like that. Like, you know, I'm trying to steer away from negativity. But Game is not a negative person. If you do your research on him, he does a lot of donations. He does a lot of charity. He donates a lot of money to charity drives. The dude is not a scrub. He's a great father too. So, you know, just because he makes content that is a harsh reality of the environment he came from, don't judge him. You know, that's what hip hop is. I mean, that there's a couple elements in hip hop. There's some stupid shit going on that I don't want to listen to. People wearing skinny jeans, skirts, all that stuff. I don't listen to that. But there's also a positive side of it, and that positive side is, you know, these guys that are actually spending their money and putting it back into the communities and building things, or, you know, investing, you know, back in the communities, doing charity drives, all these things. Those things are positives, and just because they come from a harsh environment and they move into a better space. I mean, these dudes, I mean, Game, you know, 50, whoever, I mean, a lot of these guys are living like great lifestyles. They have nice cars, they have nice houses, and just because they rap about the harshness of the realities they grew up in, people think that they're bad people. They're not bad people. You know who are bad people? People that make stupid songs when you don't understand what they're saying. Those are bad people. But when you can lyrically tell a story, and put a background behind you, you know, and tell people exactly what's going on, you know, Biggie was really good at it. There's a lot of people that are. They're poets, you know, and, you know, honestly, at the end of the day, I think Game, you know, he put himself out there. He jumped out there. He went against the unit. He survived. And did he have it calculated and know exactly what he was going to do? Probably not. But, you know, bottom line is I give him props for just cannonballing into it. He was just like, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to do this and blah, blah, blah. But I do hope that one day we can see a collaboration with him and 50. But if not, you know, Game's still going to put out quality material. He seems like he's taking on a more like a Nas-like role. He does do a lot more lyrical content. I would be really curious to see if he ever gets into the production side of things, because he's already, I mean, lyrically, I don't even know where he comes up with the stuff. Like, he just keeps going and going and going and going. He's almost like the Black Eminem, except for not as technical. He's just more like good at flowing. So, and he handles his business and he does everything he needs to do. So at the end of the day, what this video was about me getting my first video launched. And I'm not saying that it was going to be perfect or that it was perfect or anything like that, but I just had to like break that comfort zone of being able to shoot a video. And I hope, you know, in 5 years I can look back at this video and be like, oh my God, what were you doing? You know, exactly like I look back at a high school, you know, photo the other day and I was just like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, that's what, you know, that's what I want to do with this video. But at the end of the day, I want to break the ice and I want to, you know, just be, you know, transparent and talk to people and communicate with people, because that's why we have the internet. We have access to so much information, so many things that we have access to that people never had before. And I mean, that could advance, or not could, it is going to advance people's lives if they use the material and learn from it and learn exactly what's going on. I mean, you got to think about, you know, what happened when some guy in Wyoming got, you know, food poisoning from something. You know, how did everybody else know not to eat that meat or that vegetable or whatever it was? You know, no, probably a lot of people died, and then it finally became apparent, okay, I can't eat that or I can't do this. So, you know, everyone needs to go ahead and realize that, you know, social media and you know, videos and YouTube and all these devices for information are very, very, very influential in our culture. And, you know, I want to appreciate and thank everyone that watched my video, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. If I'm going to go ahead and give a 0 to 10 rating on everything that I review, but with the new Game album, I'm going to go ahead and give this album, I mean, honestly, if it just had like one serious track like One Blood or I mean, I don't know, man, he's got some good albums. I honestly, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10, and that's it. And I mean, doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't mean it's great, but at the end of the day, if you want to kind of just have that nostalgic feeling and go back to your childhood, if you grew up in the 90s, then you can listen to this album and it's going to give that to you. It's going to have that sort of feel of DJ Quick, Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style. Maybe I'd have to listen to it again. Maybe elements of The Chronic, but it does have, you know, the Ice Cube, Snoop, DJ Quick, maybe hints of Bone Thugs, but I mean, it is a good album, and I still have to go back and break down the lyrics and hear what he's saying, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7 out of 10, and that's my final review. So I want to thank everybody for just paying attention to what I'm doing. I know it's a long video, and I don't want to make my videos this long, but I have to, like, it's like working out, you know, you gotta get into it, you gotta break it down. So I'm breaking myself down by shooting this video for you guys. Shooting this video for you guys. So I want to thank you for your time. I know most of y'all probably didn't watch all of it, but I'm gonna roll out more videos. I want to do product reviews. I want to do a lot of reviews. So thanks for your time, guys, and have a great, blessed day tomorrow. Bye.